Everybody, welcome to Fall Talk. Meteorologist Brian Good here, starting you off with something that's common in the fall, dry weather, but it has been abnormally dry, and the drought status confirms that. The new status just came out about 10 minutes ago. South of the Parkway is now added into the abnormally dry category, which, as you can see there, is the lower end of the scale there that we have. So we're not officially in a drought, I'm not saying that, but we are at least in the abnormally dry category in our southern tier, and if we don't get much rain the next few days, the next update on next Thursday could expand that. And we're not talking about a lot of rain. So that very well could happen. So, where is the rain now? Well, at the moment, we got a lot of cloud cover. I'll start you off with that. Let me add on the rain now to the radar here. And you can see we switched to a different source. And you can see the very light sprinkles across northern Kentucky. More of the heavier showers in our southern counties where they obviously need it, based on what we just saw. Notice the clouds here across the northern tier. As I put on the visible satellite, we are seeing at least a hint of some thinning in the clouds in this area. So there's a chance we may see some sun try to work its way in as we get through the morning hours across Indiana. Therefore, you will be the warmer spots compared to Kentucky today. Just how warm we get will all depend on how much sun we get, because at the moment we got a good north flow. I mean, we're in the 50s right now here in Louisville. We'll see how much warming we can get, but we had a high, or we reached a temperature at 70 degrees just after midnight tonight, around 2 o'clock in the morning, in fact. That may end up going down as our high for the day, for the calendar day. So if you see the high later today when you watch the news in the 70, you're like, it didn't feel like 70. It's because it was 70 earlier in the morning. We'll get close to that. If we can have sun, I think we'll get to about 67, 68 if we get some sun breaks. So we'll get close again for the second time. All right, so here's the setup. It is a cold front that is moving through. Not a lot of moisture, as I've said several times. You got a lot of you weather nuts know this already. In your dry pattern, bet more on the lower end rain chance, lower amounts than the higher end, because in our area it is very difficult to come out of a dry pattern. So we have one front moving in. It's going to get chilly tonight too with this dry air. I may not be cool enough for the city. I got 47. Some spots wouldn't surprise me get close to 39 tomorrow morning away from the city. Then we got this little shortwave that's going to ride out of Texas in the next 24 hours. It's going to be a warm surge, almost like a warm front, if you will, but there will be an impulse along that moving out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And could give us some showers tomorrow night. I say night because the way it's trending on speed-wise, there's not a lot of moisture to work with. Again, try to go lighter than what the models show on the Futurecast. And it shows a lot of clouds around today, thinning out tonight, chilly tonight. And then as we get into tomorrow, that is when we start, even at 8:30. Not a lot of rain even showing up. The game, the cards, by the way, it's at 7. So the game may be fine. If this delay happens, we may not get into a rain chance until after midnight Friday night. It's a possibility. Then the attention turns toward, the weekend, by the way, Saturday doesn't look bad. Saturday and Sunday in general, around 80, low rain chances. There is a front on Sunday that kind of drops in, almost like a backdoor front. 20-30% chance for a rain shower. The more north you are, the higher that chance will be. The more south you are, it may be near zero. So the weekend doesn't look bad. But next week it gets interesting again. Signs here, because you haven't seen this before. I always have to explain these. GFS, model, Euro, and here's the Canadian. And here are the smooth, medium, or mean ideas of those models on the second row. But notice here, all of them have the ridge of high pressure firmly in control, although Canadian not as strong with it, as waiting to Monday through Wednesday of next week. This would allow for quite a bit of warming in our area while the northern plains really chills down. So warm, in fact, that potential is there for records to be matched or perhaps even broken. The records for Monday through Wednesday, 86, 87, roughly. Forecast right now, 82, 85, 87. The questionable one is going to be here because there is a front moving in Wednesday. If we cloud up too quick on Wednesday, I don't see much rain. If we cloud up too quick, we may not get to the point of breaking that record. If we stay sunny all day, that's the one I think could fall. The Tuesday one wouldn't discount it yet. We're going below the record, but there's a chance it could come close. But I do think the Monday one will be safe. No problem on the Monday. But record potential for highs in the 80s. You don't think a record warmth in the 80s, but this time of year, it would be. We'll watch that, because then after that moves out, we get a very complicated setup that the model is going to have a field day with the next several days. We have this trough that's going to be moving in across the Ohio Valley around the 20th or so of October. The question is here is how progressive is this trough going to be heading off to the east coast? Or is it going to become cut off, slow down and become a cutoff low in the Mid-Atlantic or the Ohio Valley, which would result in some very chilly air and some showers. Cloudy. GFS is progressive, moves it off to the east. Euro already, you can tell by you look at the Euro, it's slower with the trough and even already showing signs of it trying to pinch it off, if you will, and close the low off. When you look at the ensembles, the GFS ensemble is slow as well. So already the operational GFS is too fast, it looks like. So at the moment, we are discounting that. And that's why we're going with the warmer idea for Wednesday. GFS already has the front through here Wednesday of next week. We're going to go with a slower idea, therefore warmer. The ensemble in the Euro, pretty similar to what the actual operational is. We don't have an operational Canadian to look at, but the ensemble at least does show a very similar idea that Thursday will be the day that we'll see the trough move in. Then we have to see what happens with it. Is it going to be progressive and move on out? Quick shot of cool air, maybe some rain, thunder with that, and then we're warming back up. Or the Euro trying to play games here, and the idea of cut off a low scenario. You've got to watch it. Now, ensembles, getting this far out, really don't see cut off lows very well. They do show the troughiness, though, especially on the Canadian. Is showing that potential there for a cutoff potential in that area. So, some questions here between 20th and 23rd, I would say, of October. I do think it's going to get cooler than normal. We just got to figure out is it going to rain, how cool is it going to get, and how long is it going to stick around. And those I can't answer yet. We can just see the pattern trending that way, and that's how the forecast is trending as well. Then after that, we get into some crazy stuff, and a lot of this I'm going to touch base on, but a lot of it I will be going into in more detail on the winter outlook, which is coming out in just 2 weeks. I'll be having the winter outlook out on Halloween night. So I don't want to give too much away of what I'm looking at. But it is Pacific oriented here. The Western Pacific getting active. Got to watch these recurving typhoons for several troughs. This is going to keep the weather pattern not only progressive at times, but very active. And I do think we are in for some wild weather toward the end of October into November. Some significant swings in temperature expected, and some very active weather. Usually it's a quiet period for us, but the past several years, around Halloween and beyond, has been anything but quiet for us. And we're stuck in this pattern of that, and I think this year is going to be that way too. So stay tuned for more updates on that. I will say too, with this ridge coming in next week and our potential for record warmth, Nicole's on the map. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another system develop. It is primed for that. Anytime we get these high pressures like this in the southeast corner of the country, the tropics are going to feed on it. Question is, how much shear will there be to allow it to develop, and we don't know that yet. That's it for now, guys. Enjoy the cool weather today. You'll get a little bit of sun later on. Take care.